Welcome back, dudes and Grandpa. Today we're going to talk about Mephisto, the Tier 8 VCAC Mephisto, one of the newest TDs in the game, wheeled with 4 ATGMs, very fast, maneuverable, but it has some flaws, so let's get started. So with the first issue I had with this tank since I played, let's show you, I'm gonna show you how many fights, 8 fights. To be honest, I was impressed around in the end of the fights, not in the beginning. The tank, it has just a bit of gun depression. The tank, it doesn't have any gun elevation. If you look at if I compare with others, I will say that it needs a lot of buffs, especially a new type of an ability which it gives him, let's say, camo factor much better, like Typhoon 2 has, or let's say some gun elevation. I don't know, man, because it's very unusual to see a gun that is very high. This one is the gun, and it cannot turn up, you know, or it cannot go down enough. Well, enough you cannot go because you're gonna hit the damn vehicle, but you can go enough up. And I don't know why they've built this AV TD like, because it has some flaws. Why didn't they put the gun nearly to the front of the vehicle? It was easier. Like, it has one of the TDs here, like this one. Okay, it has the same position as this one, like nearly to the end or the rear of the vehicle, but it has gun depression and gun elevation. This one doesn't have this. If we speak about the gun itself, it does 760 damage. Sometimes it's 550, sometimes it's 1000, sometimes it's 1100, depends who you hit. Penetration is 800 millimeters. Damage per round is 7865. Reload time is 14 seconds. Camouflage factor is 35%. On the move, I think it's 0 or 10 or 12. Hit points, it has 1850. Hull basically is paper, 10 millimeters. You cannot get cover or at least a buff that can help you with the tank. Yeah, you can add some armor, like improved, I don't know, hit points, spalling, or and so on. When you upgrade the tank itself, it gives you a better ATGM, better improved target tracker, which is very important for this tank. That's why I have an equipment that I wanted to buy, but I cannot because its expenses is 3 million. And I purchased already a tier 8 tank, so I purchased ST1, and I really need now to make money. But this is not the problem, the money in the game. The problem it is that when you want to unlock some things in this tank, it's quite expensive. So it's better, in my opinion, guys, to fully unlock the other tank, or when you're nearly to finish the unlock and you're like 20% left or 10% left, unlock the tank, play with him, and then use some free reputation or free XP from top, and get the tier 9, which is another toy, a Leclerc, or I don't know, yeah, a Leclerc. So mobility wise is very fast. If I will say again, if I want to compare it with MGS, Ramka, Terminator, or STI, I will say that Mephisto, it can be on top of them by ATGMs if the map is straight. So if I'm like, let's say you see right now the garage, the background, If I'm like on the street and the target is also on the street, it's fine for me. But if I go, let's say, on top of the hills, this area, I don't know, somewhere here up, and I see a tank and I want to hit him, I don't have gun depression. I have to go over the cliff so I can hit him. If I want to come over, let's say, a hill and play like Saber, to be down in the pit, let's say, and you want to shoot over the hill, you cannot do that. So the tank, the TD has to be on a straight field like map. Some maps doesn't fit. So we're gonna play another special operation map. This is the chapter 1. It's 50-50 straight map. Let's try not to get very injured, because as I said, this TD doesn't have enough armor, and the only self-defense is the gun itself. If you miss with the gun, it sucks. Also, the guidance of the gun, it isn't on point, and it can miss quite a lot. Even though you're happy that you have this TD, I'm not so happy with him. I was expecting something much better. So I was hyped in the beginning when the update was released, and hyped when they were preparing to bring this tank in the game. So I'm gonna try to aim targets that are like full HP, at least, up to the point when they're gonna get killed or stuff like this. Try to aim tanks that well, not that they're quite low, or you know the weak spots where to hit. Turret area, that one went in the shell tank. So now I'm reloading. Even though I had one shell, I'm reloading now because I want to get a full clip. I'm gonna go around, get and avoid any tank that's targeting you, or get a better position, and then help your team. Even though you don't do sometimes some damage, whoa, you're still gonna do damage when it comes to time, you know. So a few targets left or lost, doesn't matter, guys. You're gonna get your damage, like you get your damage very fast. It's not an issue with the damage. An issue it is to stay alive and survive. So even though my camo was pretty high, I was still spotted. Let's move forward now. So amazingly, I've missed another shell. Okay, he went in. This time I'm not gonna reload, I'm just gonna wait for the tank. I cannot penetrate him. Reloading now. So I'm trying now to get a good view of his rear. Well, I tried to help him. That guy is down there. I'm gonna go and help now these from here. Whoa. So I cannot hit, as you guys see. I don't have gun depression. I cannot hit the rear of the tank, let's say, if I want to. So it kindly sucks when you play with this TD close range. Long range and straight distances is fine, but close range and no gun depression, no gun elevation, it isn't fine. Trust me on that if you haven't played with this tank. You need at least, let's say, a few matches, good matches, to understand the tank and understand what I'm speaking about. It's not like you play Terminator, it's not like you play ST1, it's not like you play, I don't know, an MM142 and so on. It's a different vehicle, this one. So trying to hit the lower plate, and I cannot hit the lower plate even though it's fully aimed there. I cannot hit the lower plate of the vehicle. Now it does, after 3 shells. I try to hit the neck area, it doesn't penetrate. If I do it with some other TDs or ATGMs, it does, and it goes where I want to. So as I said, it needs some upgrades. This tank really needs some upgrades. So I'm gonna go and try to get a high point straight so I can hit the targets quite well.
Where'd it go?
So as you see right now, this is my maximum elevation. I go up, and this is the maximum. Down, this is the maximum. Even though, let's say I go sideways, the gun elevation, it isn't changing. The gun depression doesn't change. I'm spotted, but I can do nothing to these helicopters. I could reload. Let's go and reload. Have one behind me. So it isn't like VBR easy to play and so on. It's more of a like I don't know, open field vehicle. It isn't too close range. It isn't. As you saw, I couldn't hit Terminator. If I was with another TD, man, those shots, he was killed very fast. See. So the gun went like this. You know, it's quite shitty when it comes to targeting. Let's see, guys. Missed. Sorry, I'm trying to reload. We're gonna go in a position where we can hit 2 shells, retreat, hit 2 shells, retreat, or 4 shells.
Ryan, I hope that's you. Yeah, it's me.
I'm
Stay
spotted because of the tank that it's in the base. And I don't know, but I think it's someone behind us. And getting very easily spotted. We have a Hussein. Damn, this guy really learned to play with tanks. Yeah, thanks to him, I'm being moved and getting easily. What the heck is happening with him, man? Look at this guy. Like right now, man, when I'm playing and doing this review, you play this. What the heck is wrong with him? Oh, man.
Crap, one of our beasts is down.
I don't know, but I think that that guy, it's being disconnected, or is a kid that plays. I have no idea. It's a kid that plays. So as you see, guys, you can do also 1000 damage if you reload and do that. Yeah, now I'm getting targeted by the drone itself. Amazing. And if that guy in his M60 didn't move me when I was sitting nice in those bushes, was nice to not get any damage and to not use any repair kit. That it cost me a fortune. Yeah, he was disconnected, Mr. M60 2000 Kituk. Kituk Kit. Yeah. Lovely. So this is the only downside with this tank. It doesn't have gun depression, gun elevation. That's the only downside that it has. Gun depression it is, but not so much. Gun elevation it is, but not so much.
Thanks, Ryan. That was really close.
Is that all? Where's the rest of them?
Took them. They took everyone. I'm sorry, Ryan. We couldn't do anything.
So we managed 14,000 damage. We managed to get 2 medals, electrocutor and shooter. In the top damage we couldn't because, as I said, guys, tank not always it does a lot of damage, and not always it's very suitable for every map. You need to know the maps, and not every map it's good for this tank. If I will say, if I will compare to the other 4 free TDs that I have, except the premium one, because the premium is similar to the non-premium one, I will put Mephisto on number, I don't know, number 2 or 3 after Terminator. I think number 3 after MGS or after ST1, because the tank doesn't have, let's say, that gun elevation that you need to have, more mobility of the tank, of the gun, like it has Terminator, like MGS, and even ST1. You know, even this tank has gun depression and elevation. Terminator Premium is the same like Ramka 99. You know, as you see, just side skirts are not there to prevent you from getting more damage. The VCAC Mephisto, you know, I'm sorry guys, but he's not on my number 1 list or number 2 list, probably number 3 or 4 list of favorite TDs. Like, so I'm not having fun enough. I'm having fun with other tanks. With this one, it's not fun enough to play, and it's not easy to play sometimes with him. Yeah. With this being said, dudes, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. Give a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'm gonna catch you on the live stream. Peace out.